What's up, guys? What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back to third episode of a beginner's tutorial video. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about something very important, most especially to the beginners traders. So, if you are new to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that you get notified as soon as we drop content like this. And by the way, my name is Michael, and I'm the admin for this YouTube channel. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach me on the details provided on the description of this video. Whatsoever question you have, I'm a 5 years experienced trader. I've traded for 5 years now. So I have a tangible experience, you know, to educate someone that is just starting on in this journey. So feel free to, contact me on the medium provided on the description of this video. I'll be so happy to help whatsoever way I could. And that is one of the main reasons why we decided to create a channel like this, to reach out to as much people possible, to be able to help them put them through in their trading journey, to foster their trading career for them and help them achieve the heights of their success in the trading industry. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video after the intro and disclaimer. See you guys. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. So, in today's video, what we are going to be talking about is how to enter a trade, how to execute a trade. So, guys, in today's video, I'm going to be doing the mobile version of how to execute a trade using your MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. But in this particular scenario, I'm going to be using MetaTrader 5. Okay, so this the both examples that I'm going to be walking you through on this video works for both MT4 and MT5. So they both work the same way. So now when you actually want to enter a trade, how do you do it? Okay, I'm not going to go in details to talk about the analysis part of your trading before actually executing a trade. I'm just going to explain how to actually enter a trade using your MT4 or your MT5 in this particular video. So now this is actually the exciting part. The exciting part is that as a trader, when you are starting out as a beginner trader, you start learning the basics, start understanding how the financial market actually works, and then maybe start building some foundations with the technicals and the whole ideology of how the market works, how the financial market really you know works, and then you have a good foundation on those. Then it's now time for you to get real. Okay, I mean, that is the exciting part, because if you do not actually execute a trade, you are not a trader yet, right? So if you are still on that phase of learning and learning and learning, you're gonna be stuck at that point for quite so long, right? You're gonna be stuck there for quite so long. So you gotta come out of that spot that you are, okay, and start doing what? Experiencing what real traders experience. I'm not saying you should go ahead and um you know fund a live account and start executing your trade. So it might be different. You might be a trader that is actually executing your trade on a live account, or you might be a new trader that is just backtesting his or her strategy. Okay, so the thing is, I'm just trying to make you understand the exciting part of trading, and the main reality of trading is when you actually jump on the chart and actually execute a trade, and be in the position of just keep your feelings in jeopardy, and feel like, oh, is it going to go up, is it going to go down? You've already in the trade, right? Your mind is just beating up and down. Okay, that is when you actually that is when you actually experience what we as normal trader, what we as what traders do experience. That is when you actually experience that that feelings of, oh, is it going to eat my take profit, is it going to eat my stop loss, and then you'll be flipping things around and doing all those things. So in this video, I'm actually going to help you and show you how to actually do that, how to enter your trade. Boom, let's go. So on here is our MetaTrader 5. So on our previous video, I explained all these interfaces. I'm not gonna go ahead and start doing that anymore. So here I'm going to show you, before I go ahead and show you how to actually, do the execution in action. I'm going to explain something very important. So what I want to explain very important is that, um before executing, we have different kinds of market execution. Okay, so let's say, for example, we have two types of um market orders. Sorry, we have two types of market execution, market orders, or whatsoever you want to call it. Okay, so we have what we called instant execution order, right? And I'm going to come back and explain that later. And we have what we call pending orders. Okay, so an instant execution, okay, an instant execution is the kind of execution that you just get on the market instantly. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of that. And then a pending order is that kind of market order that you execute your trade and then have to wait for price to come down to a particular area of your interest. Let's say, for example, you you place your area of interest at, let's say, for example, down below here at 1.1. I believe you guys can see my screen, and this is what I'm trying to do. Let's say, for example, here is where you know you bring in your you bring in your, let's say, for example, you are trying to enter a trade at this point at 1.14515, right? That is the points that you want to enter the market. That is when you want to enter your trade, for example. Okay, and then you have to place your order at this point. What pending order actually does is that you're actually going to wait for price. Let's say, for example, price was somewhere here, and here is your area of interest. Price was somewhere here, okay, and here is your area of interest. Maybe for some reasons, I'm not going to start talking about why this place should be your area of interest. For instance, let's say this is your area of interest for some reason, and then you place your market order here, your pending order here, on 1.14502. You guys can see that, right? This is the number that I'm actually calling right here. Okay, so you are waiting for price to get to that level, and what price does when it gets to this level, it's actually going to put you on the market. It's actually going to execute the trade in your absence. Let's say, for example, you've turned off your MetaTrader 4, your MetaTrader 5. You are no longer uh on the platform, like you are not using your MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5 at that point in time. Price is actually going to execute, is going to put you on the current price when price gets to this level right here. Anyways, we're going to see that in action, but before then, let me talk about instant execution. So instant execution is when you enter the market instantly, as the name implies, instant execution. You enter the market live as soon as you click. Let's say, for example, you want to buy this trade, right? You want to buy this trade, or you want to sell this trade, any of the two. So let's say, for example, you go ahead and click the buy button. You can see I'm live on the market already. right? You can see I'm live on the market. So that is instant execution for you. That is instant execution. So now we can see clearly that we are live on the market. We are currently running on a loss of about, just some cents. You can see that, right? So we can see that we are currently on the market right now. That's just for an example, actually. So how do we uh, you find your area of interest? Also make sure you find the area of, where you want to get out of the market, and where you want, if price come against you, where do you want to get out of the market, and where do you want to um, stay, where do you want to get out from the market, like where do you want to take your profit, where do you want to get stopped out, maybe like if price go against you, where do you want to get stopped out? Let's say for example in this case, we are still going to use this trade that we've already executed. We currently now we are talking about the instant execution aspect of trading. Okay, so now let's say for example you've already entered your trade, and now you want to put your take profit and your stop loss, right? So let's say it's quite easy on the MT5 platform. If you double click on this um on this your entry point, right here, if you double click it, something like this, a pop-up menu like this is actually going to pop up, right? You can see that. So what you have to do is either you put in your you, there are three options out here. Is either you close your trade from here, or you put your stop loss from here, or you put your take profit. So which of the option you choose is actually going to. So now let's choose that. Let's say we want to put a stop loss. Okay, let's say we want to put a stop loss. So you can drag this to this particular zone, right? So that is our stop loss. Now we want to put a take profit. You tap on here and then put your take profit wherever you want to put it, right? And then boom, you modify the trade like that. So wait for it to load, and then request, boom, it's done. So now let's say for example you want to readjust or pull your target along, maybe further, or adjust your stop loss or whatsoever. You can do the same thing. Double click it and then adjust it to wherever you want to keep it, right? Let's say we want to keep it here and extend this one to another level whatsoever. Then click on this arrow here and then modify your trade. That is one way to do that. Okay, so I'm going to show you the other way to modify your trade, or to put a stop loss and take profit, and this is actually going to work for the MT4 platform. This particular techniques, this particular features only works on the MT5, like dragging the stop loss and the take profit all along, like all this doing, like dragging up like this doesn't work on the MT4. Okay, so on the MT4 is this particular method that I'm going to show you guys. So now say you want to put your take profit or your stop loss. So what you're going to do, you double click, you tap on this trade area right here. You tap on it and then this opens up. What you need to do is to tap on it, hold it, so you have a drop down menu like this. So when you tap on it, you have a drop down menu like this. We have different options here. We have number one, we have close position, we have modify position, we have new order, we have charts, we have bulk operations. So whichever one. So in this case, we want to modify our trade, which is to say we want to put a stop loss and a take profit. Okay, so now we come to this modify and tap on it. So on this area, let me put an arrow on it so that we can get it clear. So on this area right here, and here, this area, this on the left hand side is the stop loss, and this on the right hand side is your take profit. So what you can use to simply understand is this concept. Let's say you can see on this particular area is the lines here is red. That is to signify that this particular side is for stop loss, and this particular side here is green. That is to signify that here, this area here, is for take profit. I don't know if we are getting along very well. So now, how do you actually put the um the stop loss and the take profit in this format? So what you do is you come up here, maybe use your drawing line or something, and just point out the area. Let's say, for example, you want to put it at this point. This is 1.14658, right? 1.14658. That is where you want to put your stop loss. Okay, so you come up here and click on it and hold, and then click on modify, and then come in here and then type your figure 1.148. What was it? 5 9. Let's just, that is not correct. That's not correct. So let's get that digit again. So it's 1.4648. 1.4648. 1.4648. So here you modify it and come here 1.4648, and then you modify the order, right? Okay, so you modify the order right there. Okay, so the same thing applies to take profit. You do the same thing, sorry. You do the same thing and then put these digits, whatsoever digit you want to put. Let's just put random numbers. Let's say 1.64 something. Okay, so that one is modified. You can modify it. If you go to you will see a difference. So let's say, for example, you want to still modify this on the stop loss. I'm just putting random number. I don't want to stress myself. Okay, let's say we put 3.4 something. All right, so you can modify it. The stop loss is being placed, right? So we can't actually see where those stop loss are, way way high. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so yeah, that is how to put your stop loss and your take profit using the other format, right? So that is how to use an instant execution. So the difference is that an instant execution take you right in on the market, while an order execution, sorry, a pending order, either a buy stop, a sell stop, or a buy limit or a sell limit. Those are the pending orders kinds of trade. So any of those is going to wait until it gets to that point that until it gets to the area of your interest, and then it executes, it trigger you into the market, it trigger you into the current market wherever your level of interest was. So now let's go on the other example. All right, now so now we're going to be um, doing the pending order aspect of our execution. Okay, so now the pending order, we have different kinds of pending order actually. So let me show you something real quick. Right here we sell limit. Okay, now let's say, for example, you want to sell this trade. Let's say, for example, you want to sell this trade. When price gets to this point, let's say this is the area of your interest, 1.14867 is your area of interest. That is where you want to sell. That is when you are actually um expecting price to start rejecting to the downside. Maybe you already forecast that price, when it gets to this price, to this point, is going to start selling. Okay, that is for sell limit, right? So if we put our sell limit here, Okay, so now let me show you something right here real quick. So I want you to pay close attention to this red box right here. So when I tap on it, there is different kind of pending orders that comes out. So this is a buy stop pending order right here. This is a buy stop limit pending order right here. This is a sell limit right here. This is a buy stop right here. This is a buy stop limit. This is a sell limit, right? So these are the different kinds of pending orders that we have. Okay, so now let's say for example you want to to do a buy stop. Let's say for example you want to buy you want to buy euro USD when it gets to this point, right? Here is the point, to 1.14830. Okay, that is where you want to buy it. Okay, so now let's say you want to put your stop loss. You want to put your stop loss on this swing low here, and then put your take profit on this swing low, on this on this swing high actually. Now you've placed your trade, right? Your trade is live, but it's not yet executed, right? Because okay, as you can see right here, it's showing that your trade is placed. Can you see that? Let me show you that one more time. Your trade is placed, but it's not yet triggered, because price has now gotten to that point that you want to buy. Price has not gotten to that point. So but as soon as price gets to this point, you're actually going to go live right here. So you can still modify your trade the same way we did on the other aspects. You can modify it manually here. I call it manual modification. And then the other aspect, the other techniques, the other way, I call it, a little bit more of advanced way to modify your trades, to put your stop loss and take profit. So guys, that is pretty much everything that I wanted to share on this particular video. So if you have any comments, any questions, I mean maybe a video that you want me to do in my next video, just comment on the comment section, and I will promise to read every single of your comments and respond to them as needed. So guys, hope this video was helpful, and hope it helps you to have a little glance of how to execute a trade. All right guys, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.